You've been told to watch your carbs when you're dealing with diabetes. What does that even mean? Does that mean never eat bread again? Cut out pasta forever? Never touch any fruit? It doesn't have to be extreme to be effective. Hi, I'm Val. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and today I want to unpack what low carb is and how that can potentially help you manage your diabetes and how to eat in a way that is sustainable and does not leave you feeling hangry, hungry, or deprived. Let's start with the basics. Diabetes is a chronic condition that affects how your body manages blood sugar levels. And carbohydrates have the biggest impact on your blood sugar because when we eat carbohydrates, they get broken down into glucose. And glucose, it's our energy source. When people have diabetes, that means either we're not having enough insulin or our body's not listening to allow the sugars to go into the cells and tissues. So what happens is blood sugar levels tend to increase, and that can actually be at the expense of our bodies having adequate energy. So oftentimes when people have high blood sugars, they're feeling sleepy and tired because your body has enough carbohydrates, but it's being stockpiled in a place that it doesn't really help. Let's reduce the amount of carbohydrates in our system so we don't have too much carbohydrates that makes the blood sugar go up. By having a low carb diet, that can help people balance out their blood sugar levels and can help them with glycemic control. There are some studies that show that over a span of 6 weeks, people that had a lower carb diet had better glycemic response than people that were on a regular carbohydrate diet. The biggest thing is it's not about having no carbs, it's about having the right carbs and having your blood sugar being balanced. If you want to learn more about diabetes, like and subscribe to the channel, and also sign up for our newsletter where you get recipes, tips, and lots of advice on how to best manage diabetes. What matters the most when we're choosing carbohydrates is we want them to be nutritiously dense, so having lots of vitamins, antioxidants, minerals, and polyphenols, and loaded up with fiber. And as always, talk to your dietitian, your diabetes care team, or your doctor before making these big changes. Specifically, or if you're on medication or on insulin, we want to be making sure that you have enough carbohydrates for your body and for your needs. So let's talk about food. I want to talk about some of the low carb power players. And these are so helpful if you're adding them in at any point because they don't spike blood sugar levels. Or if your blood sugar is already high and you're like, oh, I'm hungry. These are great options that won't further spike your blood sugar levels. So awesome for snacks or meals when you're potentially having a high blood sugar day, or if you just want to be managing this proactively. Number one is our proteins. Eggs are a great source of protein that have no carbohydrates. Most of our proteins are very low carb. So think chicken, eggs, tofu. These are awesome filling foods that tend to have zero or very low carbohydrates as well. Our healthy fats like avocados, nuts, and seeds, and olive oil all tend to have no to really low amounts of carbohydrates, so those are a great low carb snack. Vegetables are really incredible for our blood glucose control and for keeping us full. So I love Swiss chard and peppers and fennel and eggplants, all the other vegetables that you want to be eating. Please think about having them in abundance. More truly is more. Dairy is an also great source of low carb. So cheeses, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt are excellent source of low carb options. Also, one of my favorite fun facts, frozen berries are so much more cost effective. They're not going bad in your refrigerator, and they are packed with nutrition because they're picked at peak ripeness and then flash frozen to preserve all of those nutrients. So if you're like, oh, berries are expensive, frozen option is a great choice. The idea is adding in these foods that happen to be naturally low carb, high in nutrition, keeping us full. It's not about counting to make sure you're in the low carb range, but really incorporating these foods to have more blood sugar balance and overall balance in the way that we're eating. Let's be real, there are some foods that don't work as well for blood sugar control, either because we want bigger quantities or because they have little fiber, little protein, and they make our blood sugar spike really quickly. So white carbohydrates, think bread, white pasta, cookies, cakes, fruit juices, sodas, tend to have limited fiber and will spike our blood sugar levels. And then cookies, sweets, those things, be making sure that we're having those after a meal to balance out our blood sugar levels. Our starchier carbohydrates definitely have place in the way that we're eating. So think potatoes, corn, sweet potatoes, but I always encourage you to have those with a source of protein and healthy fat and fiber, so lots of veggies to help balance out your blood sugar levels, because without them, oftentimes we tend to eat larger quantities that will also spike our blood sugar levels. The idea isn't about cutting out carbohydrates, but becoming mindful about them and adding in more low carb foods that keep us full, satisfied, and nourished. Another common mistake that I see people doing is going way too low carb way too quickly. That can leave you sluggish and lightheaded, so I'd recommend slow and sustainable changes rather than a quick fix. So let's take the science and let's give you some yummy recipe suggestions and meal ideas. So for breakfast, you can start with a cauliflower hash with some scrambled eggs and some blackberries on the side. For lunch, a Cobb salad with some turkey bacon, and you can use a Greek yogurt-based dressing for higher protein as well in that, and hard-boiled eggs and a little sprinkle of cheese and tomatoes. For dinner, fish tacos are a great option with an almond flour tortilla with a coleslaw. Also, again, if you like a mayonnaise dressing, Greek yogurt is a great sub. This is a delicious way of eating that you can still get flavor, and we're boosting the fiber and reducing the carbohydrates without taking away that satiety and the joy of eating. There are so many factors that affect blood sugar levels. It's not just about food. There's stress, how much you move, your sleep, so not all of this is in your control. And we want to be thinking about food as one piece of the puzzle when managing blood sugar levels. And if your blood sugar is having a hard day, just try to take a deep breath, focus on what is in your control, and having a team for support, accountability, and to help you guide and navigate this chronic condition can be really life-changing. If your blood sugar is feeling a little high, there are some really small things that are amazing. I like to call them exercise snacks. Even just 10 minutes of movement can really bring down your blood sugar. So think 10 minutes of yoga or walking or just, dancing in your living room. These little exercise snacks have been clinically proven to help lower A1C and help lower blood sugar levels too. Bottom line, low carb does not need to be restrictive or overwhelming. The goal is for you to focus on whole, nutrient-dense, low carbohydrate foods and what you can add in so that you can feel full and satiated. Focus on small, sustainable changes that really add up to making your health and your nutrition so much better. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to this video. And also in the comments below, I would love to hear what your favorite low carb snack is. Right now, mine's berries and cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? Yum. You got this. And we are here for support every step of the way. See you again soon.